overtime.
I'm hoping he can react to it in time.
Nice. Now, this is what I was thinking. Shiloh was looking for, some of that in-tight, dirty boxing, clinch work. He's kind of wandering in, Mike Tyson-esque, looking to throw some uppercuts and hooks to the body.
Yeah, but if your specialty is to get in tight and work in those close-range hooks and uppercuts, why are you backing out after 3 or 4 shots when you finally got there?
There's better ways to do it. I think Spence is actually doing a great job managing the distance. As you watch when Shiloh comes in, Spencer's doing a great job moving backwards into his sweet spot.
He's managing the range perfectly. He's catching Shiloh on his entrance. Shiloh might be firing off of the inside, but no more than Spencer is, and Spencer's landing as Shiloh walks out. These are, you'll see the entrance and the exits are habits that are built in the gym. Doing your combinations, working your reps with your partners, you'll hit your combination, drop your hands, talk for a second, jump around, and then reset. And as we're seeing, if that's how you're breaking off your combinations, you're going to eat shots at the end of your combinations.
Yeah,
Spencer
my coach always
definitely
used to say, no matter however you practice is how you're going to fight. So you see a lot of times these young amateur fighters, just that. When you're in the gym, it's time to get focused. Most classes in these gyms are, an hour at the most. If you can't lock in an hour at the most, you can't focus in the gym, then what do you think is going to happen in a fight for just 2 minutes?
100%. Think of the volume of reps you get while hitting pads. 1 round of pads is more than an entire fight.
Exactly, especially
in terms of output.
yeah.
The only difference is that exhausting feel of getting hit in the face, in the body. That's demoralizing, can upset the rhythm. That seems to be, at least from my perspective, what Spencer's doing to Shiloh is upsetting the rhythm.
Shiloh over here bitching in his own corner for making a mess.
Hey, any way to get that extra, 30 seconds, 15 seconds to recuperate.
He doesn't seem out of breath.
Let's see if he figures to cut the angle in this next round.
I mean, I would tell him to keep my hands up and set up your entrances instead of just marching forward. Didn't work for Nate Diaz. It ain't going to work for you.
Spencer Silva looking great with the range, managing range, throwing that jab out there, and finishing with kicks. Punctuating each combination, a la Dwayne Ludwig.
Yeah, you could definitely tell the experience level or just the overall technique definitely favors Spencer Silva. Every time he's punching, he's throwing multiple combinations. He's, doing a great job of combining kicks and punches, whereas Shiloh seems like he's just looking for the knockout. 1-2 punches, moves out, throwing naked kicks.
You bring up a great point about throwing naked kicks. He's literally out there, feels like he's just going down his combination tree, whereas Spencer Silva's flowing back and forth between offensive and defensive, all while staying busy in traffic.
But as more experience as Spencer Silva seems, Shiloh is still hanging there in there with him. You could tell he's definitely a tough kid.
Shiloh's showing what he's made of. He's showing the grit he has and that he's put in that time in the gym. But what he's also showing is that he doesn't know how to set up into his combinations. He doesn't know how to control the distance. He's just ripping off a shot and using that to get inside. If not, as we said, covering his head and just marching forward.
Exactly.
The greatest benefit to that, though, is grit. And that dog that's not something you can pick up in the gym. You either have it or you don't.
Exactly.
And with the right coaching, the right combinations, Shiloh Elam looks like he could put a solid game plan together.
I got to say, but coming out to Bob Marley, you got to wonder, is that work ethic thing or the kind of savoir-faire that we're seeing, is that possibly substance enhanced?
Maybe he's just a chill dude.
Maybe. Fighters do tend to be pretty chill guys most of the time.
No shortage on volume in this first fight for sure. These amateurs are throwing it down. Shiloh gives a big smile as he eats an uppercut. You got to think that's probably one of the best part about the amateur fight game is these kids are in here doing it just because they love it.
And at the same time, you also got to think they're crazy. who fights for free?
Who likes getting punched in the face?
Yeah. And now with Florida having legal elbows in amateur, I've told all my guys, unless you're about to go pro, there's a 0% chance you're fighting with elbows for free. And even in your very, very last amateur, I'm still skeptical. Because who wants to win their last amateur fight and still get 15 stitches and have to wait however long to get back to normal?
You bring up an interesting point, you know, that they want the amateur fights to be more interactive and more stimulated. Throw the pads on there and let the elbows happen. I don't know how many times you've seen elbows cut somebody open in the gym on accident, let alone if somebody's intentionally trying to smash you.
And there isn't a single good pair of elbow pads on the planet.
No.
The best elbow pads are kids' knee pads, and they still kind of suck.
Like the kids' volleyball.
Yeah.
Flurry from Shiloh.
Shiloh
His
finally
third round, he's
starting to open
coming
up.
out like a firecracker.
Yeah, exactly.
But if he doesn't finish them, it's too little too late. If you can make that kind of output, you should have been doing that in round one.
Kick. He's kind of figuring out his idea. He's got to throw and go.
Yeah. You see Spencer's hands are starting to drop now. He's shooting straight, and that's saving him because Shiloh only throws in circular patterns, you know. But that low hand catches the low hands of Spencer catching an overhand from Shiloh, like just now. Look at what happened. The head's down now. He's cowering. Shiloh can work in. If he's smart, he's going to touch that liver as soon as he sees his opponent bunker in.
That almost looked like a heel caught him on the chin there and not so much the chest.
Yeah, he definitely ducked or slipped into the wrong way.
I thought that was tape on the face of Shiloh there. It appears to be blood.
Oh, that is definitely blood, gentlemen. He's taking a lot of shots this fight. That nose should be bleeding.
He's asking for more. You got to appreciate and applaud the grit this kid has.
If you're calling for more shots, when they stop, you have to hit them back. Shiloh pushing the ref out of the way. Hey, we're working over here.
I can't say anything about the first and the second round, but to me, Shiloh Elam is definitely throwing it down in the third round. This is his round so far.
Yeah, you see Spencer starting to wear down. You see Shiloh starting to pick up. But I think it's just a too little, too late scenario.
Definitely. If it goes to the cards, you got to say Silva walks away with the victory.
No question.
Happens in this last
Shiloh would have to knock him down to get a draw.
Nice fight. Good sportsmanship at the end of it. Both kids are dogs. You got to like that. The judges came back on the card.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Shiloh Elam.
The judges have reached a decision,
He was like,
a unanimous decision at that. Your winner out of the red corner, Spencer Silva.
And what better way to bring in a victory than the silky sounds of the Black Santa himself, Miles Amos.
Absolutely. It's like that guy's been doing his whole life.